Last game that we have to talk about, the Dallas Cowboys are going to be taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are a 3.5-point favorite for this game. The Dallas Cowboys got past old man Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and there were a lot of people who, oddly enough, were split on that game. And to be honest, I don't really think it was too hard to figure out who was going to be the obvious winner of that game. If Dallas showed up and didn't turn the football over, they were going to dominate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that happened. You're going against the San Francisco 49ers, though. And this team is no Buccaneers. This is a team that is well-oiled, top to bottom. Offensive line is good. Their defense is outstanding. You got Brock Purdy, who still has yet to lose as a starting quarterback. And you wonder, what Cowboys team is going to show up for this game? Now, you guys know me. I don't decide the outcomes of these games based off history, okay? So if you're telling me the Cowboys are going to lose to the 49ers because they struggle in the postseason, I'm just going to disregard that. History doesn't win championships. History doesn't decide the outcome of games. What decides the outcome of games is what you do on the field. So if the Dallas Cowboys play like the team that we saw last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think they got a very good chance at winning this game. Because honestly, I think these two teams are evenly matched. Both of these two teams have fantastic offensive lines. They have incredible rushing attacks with several great running backs. The 49ers have CMC, Elijah Mitchell. The Cowboys have Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott. They have depth at receiver. The Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, 49ers, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. You have two really good tight ends. The defenses are outstanding. Both of these defenses are 1 and 2 at forcing takeaways. Dallas number 1, 49ers number 2. So these teams are ideally similar. The only difference between these two teams is that for one team, you trust their coaching staff more than the other. And for Dallas fans, that seems to be the question that seems to get consistently repeated week in and week out when it comes to them in the postseason is, can you trust Mike McCarthy and this coaching staff? For the Dallas Cowboy fans, they're not concerned about their team or the talent level. Like, they know they have the talent. The problem is the coaching going to be good enough to beat the 49ers? For the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott had pretty much the best game that we've ever seen out of him for his whole entire career. Without a doubt, it was his best playoff performance. 4 touchdowns, no picks, completed 75% of his passes for 305 passing yards. Can he continue to play mistake-free football? I said this on Twitter, that if Dak Prescott can go through the playoffs only having 2 total turnovers, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to make it out of the NFC. You look at the 49ers, right? Brock Purdy has played insanely well up to this point. But let me ask you this. Has Brock Purdy faced the defense as good as the Dallas Cowboys? Think about this. If I were to give you a mirror and the 49ers were standing in front of it, you know who they would see in their reflection? The Dallas Cowboys. Everything that the 49ers defense does well, in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys defense does pretty well also, outside of that second cornerback spot. Outside of that, this defense is good on all levels. Defensive line, linebackers, secondary, minus their second cornerback. And for the 49ers, same thing goes for their defense. It's just that the difference is that your second cornerback doesn't have as many question marks as Dallas. But outside of that, these defenses are both pretty evenly matched. They do a lot of things pretty well. So for Brock Purdy, for him going against a defense like this and going against Dan Quinn, one of the best defensive minds in the game, I wonder what kind of looks are the Dallas Cowboys going to throw at Brock Purdy. And this is going to be the first time this season where I'm going to doubt Brock Purdy. I question just how well is he going to do against this Dallas Cowboys defense? And I'm asking you 49ers fans a fair question. Has Brock Purdy faced a defense that had this level of talent all season long? He hasn't. So against the Seattle Seahawks, he had a good game, but it did take him a while to get going. He kind of started off a little bit flat. But as the game progressed on, he got more confidence and he got harder and harder. And eventually the dude ended the game on absolute fire. Against the Dallas Cowboys, though, against a really tough defense, against a defense that can force takeaways, with Dan Quinn at the helm calling the plays, I wonder just how is Brock Purdy going to perform. I think this could be one of the first times this year where we see Brock Purdy kind of struggle. Now, you do have Chris McCaffrey. And although the Dallas Cowboys defense is fantastic, one thing that everybody will point out is their run defense being 22nd statistically. And yes, that is a fair criticism, but here's the thing, though. The Dallas Cowboys, I'm pretty sure, have no problem with Brock Purdy beating them. As a matter of fact, you want Brock Purdy to beat you. If you're Dan Quinn, a rookie quarterback, and Brock Purdy throwing the football to win against a defense with this kind of talent, I think you take your chances with it. And if Brock Purdy can slice and dice your defense and you got to switch some things up, then damn, okay, Brock Purdy may be the next Tom Brady. But I think that for Dan Quinn, you know that the strength of this 49ers team is their ability to run the football. And yes, it is going to be hard to, slow that down with the fact that they do a really good job at being balanced. But with Brock Purdy being a rookie quarterback, you trust Dallas defense in this matchup. Now, if Brock Purdy comes out and has a really good game and I'm wrong, then shoo, the 49ers, you might as well go ahead and get them the Super Bowl because there's not really too many teams that can beat this squad. And honestly, there aren't too many teams that match up as well as what the Dallas Cowboys do with the 49ers. Outside of the Philadelphia Eagles, no other team really matches up all that well from the NFC side. Now, AFC-wise, I think the only team that really matches up well with the San Francisco 49ers are the Buffalo Bills because not only do they have a great offense, but they also have one of the best defenses in the NFL also of Leslie Frazier at the helm. So this Dallas Cowboys run defense against Chris McCaffrey and these running backs, it definitely is going to be something that people are going to be talking about. But I think for Dan Quinn, he's going to know that. He's going to try to slow that down and force Brock Purdy to have to put the ball in the air. And with Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, those are their three key components to their offense working. And for Brock Purdy, you get him off timing. I think that Brock Purdy is a really elite distributor of the football. And I think we got to get away from the whole game manager phrase. Sometimes you have quarterbacks who are game managers, but at the same time, you have some quarterbacks who aren't game managers. They just get viewed as game managers because they don't have the strongest arm. They don't push the football downfield a lot. Sometimes you have guys who can actually be elite distributors of the football who just know how to get the ball to receivers in space, and that's something that Brock Purdy does a really good job at. But if he struggles in this game and you can't get the ball out to these receivers, this 49ers offense, what are they? Okay, the run game gets slowed down. Brock Purdy struggles. How do they win this game? Now, you could say their defense, because the Jacksonville Jaguars showed us a major flaw in the Dallas Cowboys, that they're turnover prone. And in big moments, can you consistently trust Dak to show up in those big moments, to make those big throws, to win without the mistakes? For the 49ers defense, can you build out your offense if Brock Purdy kind of starts out slow or he doesn't have a great game? If Dallas plays a completely flawless game of football with no turnovers, I think that your defense can hold, but I think eventually they'll crack. This is the best defense in football statistically, but at the same time, you're going against one of the best offenses in football as well. When the Dallas Cowboys are clicking on all cylinders, you see how hard it is to stop this team. But for the 49ers, though, Okay, what if Brock Purdy plays well? Well, Brock Purdy continues to play well like he has had up to this point. The Dallas Cowboys, I don't think they're going to be in trouble. I think the only way Dallas really gets in trouble and the way this game completely gets out of hand and can completely go in the 49ers' favor is if the Dallas Cowboys have the turnovers and they have a repeat performance of the one that we saw against the Washington Commanders the final week of the regular season. For the 49ers in this game, you like the fact that Dallas has some concerns when it comes to their second cornerback spot. So that definitely is something that can be an exploit at times. This secondary can miss tackles. And one thing about the 49ers offense that makes this offense go is their ability to generate plays after the catch. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, they're a really tough bunch to stop, especially when they get the ball in their hands. Not to mention Dak Prescott. The turnovers have been a major concern. But outside of that, I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to win this game. Do I have a lot of confidence in the Cowboys winning this game? No, I don't. But this game is just so evenly matched that it can truly go either way. I got to take Dallas because I do think that this is the best defense that Brock Purdy has faced all season long. And Brock Purdy does have moments where he does look human. And I think if there was a better game for Brock Purdy to come out and look like a rookie, it would be this one. I more so trust Dallas defense against Brock Purdy than I do their offense. And that's the main reason why I'm taking this game. I think eventually Brock Purdy is going to be faced against a defense that's going to find a way to slow him down and force him to struggle. And I think the Dallas Cowboys very well can be that team, and that's why I'm taking them to get the win. I think this is going to be a fairly low-scoring affair. I'm going to take Dallas to win. 20-17 is my final score prediction in this game. I'm taking the Cowboys to advance in the NFC Conference Championship game.